PropertyMortgageInvestment.com.
This is Mark Warner with PropertyMortgageInvestment.com, and I wanted to comment on a recent article that appeared in Business Week, the week of July 4th through July 10th, 2011. The article takes a poll that was recently done by Bloomberg about reducing or eliminating the mortgage deduction on home ownership, which based on this article, they're saying that the change in the sentiment, which says that 45% of the people out there would be willing to take away the mortgage deduction off of their taxes, and they indicate that this sentiment is a rare opportunity to fix a tax policy mistake that the American public has made and its political representatives have tirelessly defended, which I think is a big mistake when you consider all of the benefits of home ownership, and that the United States has the highest home ownership in the world, and the other benefits that come from owning a home, the pride of ownership versus running somebody else's property where you have zero interest in maintaining that property. The value of owning your own thing has other social benefits to it. In fact, one of the articles I read many years ago said that those who own a home, their children pursue and have higher levels of education than those who are renters over time. So there are numerous benefits for having a mortgage, and the incentive that we give the American people with the mortgage tax deduction is a great one and gives significant incentives for people to buy home, not to mention the jobs that it creates and the wealth that it creates over time. Not that a mortgage, by buying a home and having a mortgage that isn't tax deductible, wouldn't create wealth. The problem is giving people the opportunity to be incentivized to buy property is significant and is an appropriate tax benefit and an incentive for people to buy homes. They go on to talk about this bipartisan National Commission on Fiscal Responsibility and Reform led by Alan Simpson and Erskine Bowles to produce modest curbs in the mortgage interest deductibility as a way to narrow the federal deficit. What needs to happen is the people up on Capitol Hill need to get their fiscal house in order and spend the money appropriately. The thing that's going on with raising the debt ceiling is ridiculous. They need to get their spending in play in an appropriate way so that they spend what they earn, and that we quit this nonsense of deficit spending that has put us in such a tough spot. So, this said that by lowering the overall tax rates to offset the impact of a fading mortgage deduction, how many times have you seen that promise by politicians where the rates would be lowered and by phasing out a tax deduction? That is bull. Because what happens is they perhaps get away with getting rid of the deduction, but the rates might come down for a temporary time period, but they go right back up. And this is merely an increase in tax, not only for the wealthy Americans, but for a majority of middle America who own homes, who want to own a home, and who would be benefited by owning a home. So this is nonsense, and getting rid of one of the best tax incentives and for one of the best things that an American can own, and that is their home, is ridiculous. And if you would like to comment on that, you can certainly send your comments to Facebook/PMI or Twitter.com/AskPMI. This is Mark Warner with PropertyMortgageInvestment.com.
PropertyMortgageInvestment.com.